We got match of the week today, Chelsea versus Arsenal, and of course, it has a many different meanings besides them being one and second. The rivalry between the fan base and between the clubs is of course the historical, right? Today I will try to explain my reasonings between how Arsenal can win, how Chelsea can win, and also Arsenal's strengths and weaknesses and Chelsea's strengths and weaknesses, right? And let's not waste too much time and let's start with how Arsenal can win. Number one, dominate possession and control midfield. In terms of dominating possession, it's not even a problem which we saw against Bayern and many different teams. Even if Arsenal we won't gonna be controlling possessions, they are fine. But without defensive control, it will be painful, right? Arsenal's ability to control tempos through Rice and Zubimendi, and of course Eze is of course there. Martin Odegaard is coming back, and the left side overload is key. If they dictate midfield, Chelsea will struggle to build attacks, and we know that Chelsea's attacks are starting from the midfield and going to the right and the left wingers, right? That's how they are building up, and that's how the attacks are progressing. The second, how Arsenal can win, target Chelsea's defensive transitions. Sometimes Chelsea sometimes leave huge gaps when shifting from attack to defense. Arsenal's quick combinations, especially with Saka, Madueke, Martinelli, Eze, and Martin, can punish this. And yeah, Saka, Madueke, Martinelli is basically the pace and one versus one dominance, and Eze and Martinelli the ability to give them the pass which they will unlock their abilities is the key, right? Press high, that's the third one. Press high. Chelsea have young midfielders with young center backs also, who can sometimes panic under the coordinated pressure. Arsenal's press can force mistakes. We can count in Chelsea's goalkeeper, which is Sanchez, right, who makes a lot of mistakes when pressed. And we saw against Bayern a couple of days ago how good Arsenal press can be. Number 4, use wide overloads. Arsenal can win 2 versus 1s on the flanks. Saka and Timber on the right, Martinelli, Madueke, Calafiori on the left, depending which left-sided players Arteta will choose, right? That's regarding Arsenal, how in my opinion, Arsenal can win this game. And of course, we're gonna move to Chelsea, right? How Chelsea can win this game. Number 1, attack the space behind Arsenal's fullbacks, and that's how Arsenal have been struggled, especially the goals which they received is only from there, right? When Arsenal's push high, and generally they do because their defensive line is basically sometimes in the middle of the pitch, Chelsea can hurt them with the pace from Neto, Estevao, and Delap, right? And of course, long balls will take effect, and of course, Neto's, Estevao's, and Delap's pace will be important. Number 2, win duels in midfield, and I said same regarding Arsenal, midfield control, right? Caicedo plus Enzo must disrupt Arsenal's rhythm. If they break up play and counterattack quickly, Chelsea are dangerous. That's why I said if Chelsea will control midfield, they will be able to send long balls to the wingers. And yeah, we know how dangerous Neto, Estevao, and Delap is whenever they are 1 versus 1 against the fullbacks, right? Number 3, transition game. Chelsea's best weapon is the counter. Arsenal sometimes commit too many players forward. Chelsea thrive in chaos. Yeah, committing too many players forward whenever Arsenal is pressing, of course, if Chelsea is going to break the press, especially through the middle, through the Enzo and Caicedo, they have the ability to give the pass, the long balls also to the wingers, to the Delap, and they can finish the job, right? This is how, in my opinion, Chelsea can win this match. And as I said, next topic is weaknesses and strengths of Arsenal before the game, right? Arsenal's strengths, let's start with strengths. High-level structure, coaching, clear roles, quick rotations, coordinated press, right? And that's also we have to take into the consideration that Arteta have been with Arsenal more than Maresca, right? Strongest defense in the league when settled, whole defensive block is elite. Basically, whoever is playing in the defensive block for Arsenal, they look solid, they look elite. Wide threats, Saka cutting inside, Mudryk attacking fullbacks, Martinelli making late runs. That's the wide threats which Arsenal have, and they basically invested in Mudryk for that reason, to add to that kind of threat. Ball circulation. They can suffocate opponents with possession, right? And that's why sometimes whenever Arsenal is controlling the game might look boring because they are circulating the ball pretty well from right side to the left side in the middle. So basically they can attack from every single side of the pitch. Of course, we have some weaknesses for Arsenal, and let's start with the number one. Slow starts. Arsenal sometimes needs 20-25 minutes to settle, to understand what's the game flow, how they can approach the game, and if they need to change the system, right? So that's why generally in the first half for the Arsenals, they are basically the most boring. That's why second half they come gun blazing, they know the indication, they know how game is played, and they are ready to fight. Second, so basically in the first half, Chelsea can hurt Arsenal pretty well. Second, vulnerable in high transitions. When fullbacks invert or push high, space behind them is exploitable. That happens when Arsenal is pressing high and only two center backs are standing near the half line of the pitch. That's when long balls and pace can hurt Arsenal. And number three, still no Gyökeres, no Havertz, basically no center forward, which means finishing inconsistency. They create chances but don't always finish efficiently, right? And that's of course really important aspect and really big weakness, especially when Gyökeres and Havertz, which basically was two forwards, and Jesus also, Gabriel Jesus, they are basically hurt, they are injured, so that's the reason again, right? Let's move to the Chelsea's strengths and weaknesses, right? And let's go to strengths. Number one, elite phase in attack. Neto, Garnacho, Delap, Giddens, they all break lines fast, right? Their main talent in their player profile is, of course, pace. High physicality, athletic squad, strong in 1v1s, good press resistance when confident. Flexible pressing, Chelsea can press high or sit medium and counter. So basically they have many talented players who can do many different things, but what I think is the weakness for them is experience. And yeah, since we started speaking about weaknesses, let's go to the weakness. Number one, defensive transition. Biggest flaw, they leave gaps between center backs and fullbacks, and that's how Arsenal can actually hurt them. Individual errors, Chelsea concede many goals from mistakes rather than good play. Yeah, as I said, from the center backs, from the goalkeeper, we have seen many errors. Mentality, young squad can lose control of the game easily when momentum swings, and that's the experience which I mentioned whenever I was speaking regarding the young squad, right? And yeah, that's the topics I wanted to discuss with you guys. Of course, I'm interested about your opinions and of course the prediction. What do you think will happen? Of course, this is the important game not only for Chelsea and Arsenal, but basically for the Premier League. If Arsenal will lose, Premier League will have way more interest for a neutral fans. But of course, the rivalry and the hate which is between the Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans, that's what this game makes so popular, right? Chelsea's stadium, Stamford Bridge, will be full and blazing. It will be amazing atmosphere, but I believe the game will be boring, right? If the score will change in the first half or first 15 to 20 minutes, I believe game will be fun, but if at the end of the first half it will be 0-0, then I believe we have a really boring game, right? My predictions would be, well, in my opinion, if Gabriel and Saliba, both of them were healthy, I would say the Chelsea would not score in this game because of the confidence after the Bayern game, especially in terms of defense. But since we have Gabriel missing, I think Hincapié was a little bit injured. That's why he did not play against Bayern. I believe 2-1 Arsenal will win. They are just too confident, and nobody actually knows how to break their set piece record. So they are keep scoring and scoring, right? So 2-1, Arsenal is going to win. Let's see if I'm right. And as always, I'm interested regarding your predictions. That's it basically. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, press like, subscribe, share. It will give me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning, and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.